What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail. The whole world is gonna go live. Um, you see how we're all on social media. If I go out at night, nightlife, you're gonna see people on their phone going live. If I go to a restaurant, you're gonna see people at the restaurant going live. If people go on vacation and they got good Wi-Fi, you're gonna see people going live. Um, you know, if people get into an argument, you see people going live. Um, you know, Weddings going live. Traffic jams or accidents, people going live. Um, a man just lost his life in a carjacking, people were going live. Uh, OnlyFans going live. You know what I'm saying? That. You gotta excuse me on that. I don't. It might be right. It might not be. Um, a lot of vlogs going live. A lot of topics going live. Reality TV, scripted but going live. Um, you see a lot of athletes and entertainers who want to say their side of the story and not get so you don't get so nobody puts any sauce on it going live. You see people who think, you know what, I could do this for a living. So what I'm gonna do is go live, you know. And then, with automation killing jobs and whatnot, people, that's why I brought up OnlyFans to a degree. People are making it, it's time to go live. Got a podcast, it's time to go live. And then it's like, everybody has quote unquote something to say. And that's cool. But here's the other thing. The police cams going live. I don't think people are ready for what that means. And what I mean by that is, you see how there's a way people act in public and there's a way people act at home. And what happens is, you get on the camera long enough, you're going to get comfortable. And you're seeing how people act at home or how they think at home in the privacy of their own home on camera, and they load it up. And the interesting part is, when we're talking about detrimental, dysfunctional, discriminatory type of ways to be, it's live, 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 live. I saw a clip, sister in a restaurant, I think it was on Willie D's Instagram. They called the police on her because she ordered a dessert, but she was like, it's making me sick, so let's try something else. And they called, and the Asian lady called the police on her about that. And then it was like, why would you call the police on me? And like, you know how, black people in the police, but whatever. And the Asian like, well, Asian people are under attack too. And it's like, you call the police for a piece of cake. And people don't think, like if somebody goes live, people don't think this makes sense or this doesn't make sense. The whole thing with the George Floyd thing is because everything goes live. And what I mean by that is the whole world going live, because ultimately, this whole process, and you can say since the Rodney King thing, the process of everything going live, but also the process of everything going live is when people say you don't know what's in somebody's head or in their heart. Actually, because people are going live, if you pay attention, you do. And what you're seeing is what's in people's heads and what's in their hearts. And you're seeing how people can try to finagle what's in people's head and what's in people's hearts. I was talking to my mother yesterday, and she was talking about the George Floyd case. And I'm listening, and I'm like, you sound like you parroting everything you're saying in the courtroom. Like, you already, what did you see and what does it look to you? So then she said, what it looked like to her. And I'm like, that's all you need to know. Like, getting caught up in the word salad and the jargon is just to spin something to make it sound differently than what you saw. and what you believe to be true. But because everybody's going live, even that people are gonna start seeing it. Because I used to get into it with predominantly the ladies in my family. I could say that because they'll watch television, and the minute people on television run with one narrative, they run with the narrative, and I'm like, that's stupid. And then when the narrative died, and we'll argue about that, and then when the narrative dies out, then they'll look back on it and go, that was stupid. I tried to tell you, but then they'll be on a new narrative that was on the television also, and it's like, so it's just a cycle, and people are starting to see that cycle because everybody's going live. Now you're seeing how people reel you in, get you to repeat something, and then spit you out, and then reel you into the next thing too. So with the whole world going live, um, the whole world is going to understand how propaganda works all too well. So that's just my thoughts on this, and we're going to understand how people really feel. That's just my thoughts. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. We out. Peace.